Hey everyone, Kirk with What's New Video Games here, doing a more quick and casual type of review video for this one. I was lucky enough to receive a review copy from Kepler Interactive for Ultros. If you're unfamiliar with it, it's a 2D Metroidvania style game in the same vein as like the new Prince of Persia Lost Crown or Metroid Dread, but this one is firmly in the 2D space, similar to something like Ender Lilies, I guess, if you're familiar with that one. But the visual style of this game, the aesthetic, is something entirely unlike anything that I've ever seen before. It's marked by hues of iridescent or neon pinks and greens, and it really pops out at you. It grabs your attention almost immediately, and it grabbed my attention, so I knew that I wanted to get my hands on this game when I saw what it looked like visually, and also when I saw the gameplay, because the gameplay here is quite good. It's your normal Metroidvania style platforming, and it starts out with just well-made levels and a large map that you're traversing through with platforming, and eventually you develop your means of traversal so that you can access areas of the map that were previously inaccessible. And that's the mark of a good 2D Metroidvania game, I think, is when you have that good baseline for platforming mechanics, but then also that expands out as you progress through the game. Likewise, the combat is engaging and just feels really good. It feels visceral. You start out with this Tanto type of weapon, and it's really cool when you sheath that and then sort of flash it outward, eviscerating enemies. There's stealth mechanics, there's combos, there's aerial juggling. The combat is really, really deep, and to that end, there's actually a upgrade system that is really, really cool. A lot of the game is predicated on your protagonist, your character, like eating things, eating these kind of like gross larvae and stuff like that. And actually part of that system is that if you're able to sort of eviscerate an enemy or take them out cleanly or efficiently without sort of a messy fight, if you sort of sneak up behind them and just flash your Tanto once and slash them and they're dead, or if you do a flurry of a combo and they never even touch you, that sort of thing, they'll actually drop like pristine loot, I guess, in the form of like a larva or some sort of gross viscera thing that your character can then munch on, and that actually gives you like a boost in your kind of stats. But what it really is like points. It's like a currency, and then you're able to spend that currency, those points, on upgrades. And the upgrade tree is actually really engaging. It's interesting. It genuinely motivated me to go out and collect these like gross larva things and eat them so that I could purchase some of these upgrades, because it's really cool the things that the upgrade tree allows you to do, like combos and juggling and even gardening. So that's another thing about this game. There's this whole system where you can collect these pods and then plant them in parts of the map, and that can give you access to certain benefits and abilities, and it can also literally influence the platforming. You can actually create a structure that you can platform off of by planting like some sort of seed or something that you found or was dropped from an enemy. It's really cool. And really the whole premise of this game is so captivating and intriguing when you're walking around this sort of like microbiology looking type world with cosmic undertones. It just feels like everything is so alive. Like there's like a cellular or anatomical, like I said, microbiology feel to everything. The way that it's colored, the way that it sort of moves constantly but very slightly, and it just feels like this world that you're traversing is alive in many respects. And so you're taking life away by cutting through these microorganism looking enemy types that you're facing, and that makes you stronger. But also you're cultivating life by planting these pods and seeds and stuff and creating these life looking trees and pods and things. I don't even know what they are, to be honest, but you're cultivating part of the world, and that sort of grants you the ability to engage with the world even more. And so there's like this feeling of an ecosystem, and you're a big player in that, and you're contributing to it in sort of redistributing the guts of one thing that you took the life of, and then you're cultivating life somewhere else to add to this world and to continue to explore it. I think that as a premise of 2D Metroidvania is so unique, and it's like engaging, it's captivating. It made me want to continue to engage with this world, to engage with trying to figure out what else can I upgrade my character to do, because a lot of the upgrade tree is obscured before you progress, all the way through it and start unlocking everything. And so really, I just thought that this game was so interesting on a conceptual level, and the fact is that it just plays really well too. Like, it feels good to play. The combat feels good, the platforming feels good. This game really surprised me, and as an indie, this one is going under the radar, so it wouldn't surprise me if not a lot of people paid attention to it, but it deserves people's attention. This is just a well-rounded, good video game, a good 2D platformer with good combat, and I applaud Haddock for what they were able to accomplish with this one. I really enjoyed my time with it, and I'm really glad that I got the chance to play it and do a review. And so I'm gonna give this game an 8 out of 10. It's a solid 2D platformer. There's not a ton here in terms of like story or narrative or anything like that, but there are notes of it. There's undertones. The soundtrack is very, very good, and the gameplay is good. If you like indie games, and if you like 2D platformers especially, if you enjoyed Prince of Persia or Metroid Dread or the swath of indie 2D platforms that are out there on the market right now that you can play, if that's sort of something that you really like to engage with a lot, you're probably going to really like this game. And so I do recommend it. And yeah, I just think the premise of it is so interesting and unique, and it's worth checking out. Thanks for watching this review. I appreciate it if you could like the video and even subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The amount of engagement we get, the likes and the subscriptions that we get, it really helps us to have these type of opportunities to do these reviews. I mean, Kepler didn't have to send us this code, but because we have the amount of subscribers that we have, that's appealing for them, and it's appealing for us because we like doing this review video content for you all. So thank you so much for your support, and I hope we will see you again in our next review video. Thanks again.